Happy Thursday, FLOSSTUBE. Hello, crafty friends. How's everybody doing today? My name is Caroline. Welcome back. After a very long time away, what feels like ages away from my channel, it's time to record another FLOSSTUBE video. So my name is Caroline and I live in London, Ontario, Canada, if you're new here. And this is my channel for cross stitch and knitting and sewing and my dog and my work, which is kind of the entire reason why I've been away for so long. I have now officially moved my business into an out of the home workspace, and I've been very busy, very busy doing lots of stuff. So there's still lots going on here in the building around me today. John and his business partner are here finishing up a few of the other renos elsewhere in the building. And Luna is a little out of sorts. Luna is my dog. She is a rather large American Bulldog mix, and she's just, you know, she tends to be a little anxious in new situations. This is brand new, lots of different smells, different windows, lots of things to see. And so occasionally if there's noise downstairs or outside that she's unfamiliar with, she's been a little anxious, but I'm sure she'll settle in, as we all will. So yeah, I've been away for a while. I've missed you. I've missed recording videos. I've missed chatting about my crafting. So I have some things to share with you. I actually have a finish. I have a finish, and if you've been here for a while, you'll know that it's about time I finished this particular finish. So I'm gonna pause the camera for a moment, and abracadabra, I finished Miss Patty's cowl. It needs to be blocked and the ends woven in, but it is done. It's done, and it's cozy and it's squishy and it's so pretty, and I just love it. So I can now, I will try to wash and block this tonight if I have time once I get home, and weave in the ends, which won't take long. It's the blocking process because I want it to be, it's quite thick, and I want it to completely, well, if actually, I want to be really careful because I don't want to felt it, but I thought I might use the washing machine. Yeah, you know what? I can't do that actually. I used to have a top loading washing machine, and I would rinse my knits in there and use the spin cycle to get the water out. But now I've only got the front loader, and I think it agitates it more. I'm concerned about this felting. So I might just do the old, you know, rinse in the sink and then squeeze it out in a towel, which it'll take longer to dry, but that's okay. So I did try this on last night, and I had the loopy part a little bit better yesterday, but I think it's cozy, and I had to, Sarah's just arrived. Sarah is now going to be working part-time with me for the next few months until maybe a little bit more over the summer, and then when she goes back to school, I might have to find somebody to replace her, though maybe she'll stay on if I can convince her. So I've got her set up out there with the ironing board and some piecing, and I can quickly share what I've been working on with you. So did I finish all the information about the cowl? I don't think I did. The yarn that I used, I have one skein left. It was a Manos del Uruguay yarn in the Serpentina colorway. And what's it called? Maria. That was the yarn. And this yarn was originally my friend Patty. It was her yarn, and she dropped it off at my house when she decided that knitting just wasn't for her. So that is why I've made the cowl for her out of this really beautiful yarn. And I used a 4.5 millimeter needle, and it was a cowl. I just used a 2x2 broken rib stitch. So I cast on 220 stitches and I knit 1 round after the cast on. I did a German twisted cast on, knit 1 round, and then I did 2 rows of knit 2, purl 2, and then 2 rounds straight knit stitch. And then I just alternated that all the way up the cowl until I felt it had enough width. And then I cast off. I struggled with which cast off to use because, or bind off, excuse me. I wanted it to sort of match the look of the German twisted cast on, but I wanted it to be stretchy, but not too stretchy. So I tried a few and then I landed on a bind off that is one that I've used many times, and I should have just tried it first because it's always a favorite of mine, and that is the Icelandic bind off. So I cast on with the German twisted and I bound off with the Icelandic cast off. So that should be all the details on that, and it's done other than blocking and ends woven in. And that was my only finish in the last couple of weeks. So, but I have been doing some stitching. So first up, I worked on my Jeannette Douglas Blooming Bouquet number 4. It's called Beautiful. This is a series by Jeannette Douglas Designs, and they are just all gorgeous. I've left my cover photo at home, so I think you can see enough from my design starting to take shape. So here's where I'm at. So I've done, you know, for me, a fair bit. There's a lot of color changes in this piece. So pretty sure, I'm not sure this flower was finished the last time I showed you, I can't remember. But I've completed all of this vine work in here, including, there are some teeny tiny 1-stitch flowers in there. They are so sweet. And you know, these flowers I did most of the work up in here on top of the vase. So there we go. I am using the called for materials. You can purchase this as a sort of kitted up project that comes with the linen and the silk floss that Jeannette charted it for. And they're really lovely silks. And what I like about, you know, buying it kitted up for you, it just comes with just enough of the silk to stitch the design. Yeah, so this is coming along. I have brought my Lowry frame here to my workspace, and my hope is that eventually I'll be able to find, you know, 5-10 minutes here and there to sit down and put a few stitches in. So this project is going to be staying here. So hopefully the next time you see it, it will have some progress. Okay, next up, I worked on my, oh, you know what I didn't tell you about? I am stitching this as a stitch along. So this is, in fact, I'm hosting this stitch along. I am a terrible stitch along host. If you ever want to do a stitch along with me, you will always finish it well before me. I don't have the greatest track record with completing things in a timely manner because I'm very, very much a process stitcher. I love to work on numerous things at the same time, and well, I think we all, you know, you do you, right? So the hashtag for the stitch along is hashtag off the grid JD Blooming Bouquet Sal, S-A-L for stitch along. And what else can I tell you? I've got some really sweet needle minders here. They were gifts, so I don't know where they came from. Oh, except for the one I've got backwards here. I love to use needle minders backwards because I love just using that little, the big magnet. This one is just a fabric covered button. I made that one. So this one was sent to me from Monica. I love this one. And this one was sent to me from Maria Kutzner, K-U-T-Z-N-E-R, and Maria's on FLOSSTUBE. And I don't think I've watched, did she put out a video recently? I'm gonna have to go and check. Anyways, Maria, I love my needle minder. So, yep, it's coming along. It's a lovely project. Okay, so the next piece is also another stitch along that I'm hosting. And this one is a big one. This one is the silk stitching app Historische Stickmuster Rolanda HKVH sampler. And ta-da! I am almost all the way across the bottom. I have my initials and one more motif to go, and then I will be completely across the bottom. So the last time you saw this, I think I was working on this one here. So here's the older stitching. And here's the newer stitching. So I know that the colors are not going to be coming out true. I have some, I've ordered some ring lighting to help with, you know, photography and colors of thread and stuff like that, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I didn't want to wait any longer to do a video, so I'm just going to make do today. So isn't it? Oh, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Okay, so I am stitching this on a 40 count RandR Reproductions fabric in the Winter Brew colorway. To think about that. And I am using a really, really beautiful silk from Missus Sedas. Missus Sedas, you can find her on Etsy. She has a small Etsy shop. She's from Spain. And I purchased this in a, I think it was a 50-gram hank of silk. And it's beautiful. The color on it is really gorgeous. I'm hoping it's picking up some of the color. It's hard to tell. Anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm loving it. Loving it. So this is again another stitch along. I think it's Off the Grid Rolanda Sal. Oh boy. It's in the drop down box below. It's in the description box below. It's been a little while since I had to remember these hashtags. So I will, I'll make sure it's in the drop down box below if you would like to stitch this. I know that there is a stitcher, Desiree, who is stitching this, and hers is like 70% complete. It is stunning. It's stunning. She's been posting her progress over in the Facebook group, the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group. Holy cow, it's gorgeous. And it just, you know, it's so inspiring. So again, that's the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group. You're welcome to join us over there. I do not have a giveaway today for the Because Monday giveaway. It is Thursday. I'm hoping to start getting back into the swing of regular Monday FLOSSTUBE videos. And so the Monday, Because Monday giveaways will hopefully start back up again next Monday. So yeah, that's my Rolanda sampler. I am loving it. I also did receive an email from Dorothy, the owner of Historische Stickmuster, and she is coming up with ideas for another video for us. So hooray for Dorothy. If you haven't watched her videos that I put up on this channel a few months back now, some really, really wonderful information on these really beautiful samplers. Lovely, lovely videos to watch and just listen to Dorothy. So I'll tell you about these in just a minute because I suspect I should have started with that, but I didn't. So I'll get to those in just a minute because I've got one more whip to show you today. And this was a new start. This was a new start since the last time I recorded a video. I've been talking about this piece for a while, I actually had this chart. I had 2 of these charts. One of them I did for a giveaway, and my cover photo is completely crushed. I brought it over in my knitting bag this morning and it did not survive the trip well. I think my water bottle probably crunched it up. But anyways, this is the Lila Studio Nevermore chart. And I have wanted to start this since last year. I received I got this at the same time that I got the With My Needle 2 that I started last year. I have to get back to that piece. It is, Lila Studio's designs are so beautiful. They're just so pretty. And I love the quote, I love the bird, I love the Quaker motifs. I just love everything about this piece. But I was really struggling with, I didn't have some of the flosses, and then I had the Leo&Roxy flosses that I was working with last month, and I thought, you know, those would make a really good conversion. And I had a couple of other viewers and customers who said, you know, that crow would look really great. And so I agree. So I'm working on my very first 100% floss conversion, which is really stepping out of my comfort zone, because I can sub out 1 or 2 colors, but normally I go with what the designer has done. So this is really making me step outside my box, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I can't recommend this enough. If you're brave enough to try it, if you've got floss in your stash and a chart that you've been wanting to try and a little bit of fabric, you know, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. There aren't any rules. So I've been really having fun. Okay, so there's where I'm at. So remember, this was a brand new start. You haven't seen this at all. So this started from nothing, and it's been like 3 weeks since I've done a video. So 3 weeks, a little bit here and there, and I'm just having so much fun. So much fun. Let me put this behind it. Okay, so the fabric that I'm using, I showed this fabric to you in my last video. This was fabric that I got from hand dyed by Rolanda. She is another indie dyer here in Ontario. She sells floss and fabric, and it's beautiful. So this is called Ecru, the fabric, and it's a 40 count linen, and it's really, really nice. It's really nice, and it's rare, not rare. It's not rare, but lots of times I've bought fabric, and if I wasn't buying that fabric for a specific purpose, I think I'm about to run out of space, hang on. If I wasn't buying that fabric for a specific purpose, then it goes into my stash drawer, and then, you know, eventually I'll use it. I'll have the perfect project for it. But when I was looking at this, and then I was thinking about starting Nevermore, this had just arrived, and I thought, it's perfect. It's perfect. It goes with the colors that I wanted to try. And so it's been really good. So the colors that I'm using are Leo&Roxy cotton overdyed floss, and they are, so let me use this. I used Vampish in the border bottom row, this row in between, the chevron, and do you see how there are the stitches in here in the middle? I'm using Vampish in there as well. I am pin stitching every single one so that I'm not carrying the thread. I know, it's crazy. I could easily have carried the thread and it probably wouldn't have shown, but I wanted to pin stitch them. I didn't want to carry the thread. And then, okay, so that's Vampish. And then in the middle here, this is a floss called Morticia. And then this color here is called Vixen. And I've got a new color that's going to be coming out in April that I'm going to be using up here, but I haven't tried it yet. So I'll save telling you about that till I've tried it. So yeah, that's where it is so far. It's just such a beautiful design. And did you notice when I was stitching this little Quaker motif here, I'm not sure you can see it. I think it becomes more apparent when you see it in the chart. Let me show you the chart. They look like faces. They look like little faces all the way along here. Can you see it? The little eyes. And it's kind of spooky. It's kind of spooky. I think that's really cool. So that is my Nevermore. And that's what I've been working on. So it's been, you know, it's been a whirlwind few weeks, but I have still tried to make some time for some crafting, which has been really, really fun. Okay, so behind me here, and I suspect this is probably where I'm going to be recording from now on. So I won't tell you what they are every week. I'll put in the drop down box below what they are for new people who join us who might be wondering. This top one here I stitched years ago, years and years ago. It's a Little House Needleworks piece, and it's called Ye Olde Coffee Shop. That's the title of it. So Little House Needleworks. And then down here is another Little House Needleworks piece called The Inn at Fox River Mill. Let me see. Yeah, the Inn at, I can't read backwards. The Inn at Fox River Mill. Again, Little House Needleworks. So what's really interesting about these two pieces is that the top one was stitched on a 28 count linen, 2/2, and the bottom one was stitched on a 36 count linen, 2/2. And when you look at them, you can really see the difference in, you know, how you know, it works, right? It's quite a bit smaller when you do it on the 36 count, and the stitches, the X's are much more open and loose, not loose, that's for lack of a better way to describe it, for the 28 count. So I have a couple more pieces to put up behind me. Actually, I've got one here, so let me show you this one. I'm just not quite sure that this one goes because the frame is quite a bit different, and ooh, it's a little bit dusty. Pardon me. Let me just do a little quick dusting job here. Okay, so this actually is not a piece that I stitched. This is something that was stitched by my friend Kathy and framed by her husband Neil. They were the owners of my old local needlework shop, Thread and I. Here in London, Ontario, I'm very lucky because I now have, when Kathy and Neil retired, a new needlework shop. Not new, but they were in a different town and they moved to London when Kathy and Neil retired. So Stitch It Central is now my local needlework shop. I haven't been there in a while, and I think when we're in lockdown again here in Ontario, I do believe though that Stitch It is still probably doing curbside pickup. So support your local small businesses, please. You know, I'm online, but small businesses that are just brick and mortar, you know, in Ontario, I know all over the place, but I'm talking about specifically in my region here, small business, it's going to be very tough for small business in the next month. Again, another lockdown. You know, restaurants, gyms, you know, small family-run businesses, it's going to be tough. So, you know, maybe the odd extra takeout meal or extra curbside pickup from a small business, if you can. Okay, so this is a piece that was stitched by Kathy and framed by Neil, and it's a design by Just Nan, and that's the only information I know about it. I don't know the name of it, so if there's somebody watching who you recognize this piece and you know the title of it, if you could leave me a comment below, I would really appreciate it, because then I could attach a name to it. Because if I'm gonna have it hanging behind me, then I'd like to have the correct title of it so that people will know how to find it. And it's beautiful, look at this. Isn't that pretty? That is just so pretty. Just so beautiful. And look at the charm in the middle. It's gorgeous. Now, this would have been a shop model. And, oh, it's got beads in it as well. My eyesight, man, I tell you. So it has beads. It's got specialties. See what happens? It's like a superpower. Take my glasses off, I can see everything. Oh, it's got specialty stitches and beads, and oh, there's even a bead in the, did you already see that? Did you already see? It's been a while since I looked at this up close. It's like I'm seeing it again for the first time. Maybe I just didn't take my glasses off and look at it closely enough. I've had this for like 8 years, this piece, and I'm sure I knew that it had specialty stitches. It's got, oh, what's that called? Is that the eyelet where you do the rapidy-doo-dah and then it opens a hole up in the middle? You know what I mean? Can you see it? Can you see those little eyelets there? I'm sure they're called eyelets. And there's a little bead in the middle of the charm. Oh, it's so pretty. That is so pretty. But if I know Kathy, these would have been the called for threads, because it would have been a shop model. So she would have stitched it as charted. It's so pretty. Whew, I should take my glasses off more often when I'm looking at close-up things. Oh, it's beautiful. So I don't know, what do you think? Should it go on this side? The problem is that the glare, it does, see how it catches the window? Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what I do. But anyways, oops, sorry. You are sitting on top of a thread box. So, you know, we could chat here and I could, oh, I've got fabric in here too. So remember I was saying I buy fabric and then it goes in the stash pile, stash drawer. Okay, so anyways, that is it for me today for FLOSSTUBE Monday, except for one really big thing. I have a big giveaway still to pull the names for, and that is the Leo&Roxy, the 3 skeins of floss. I was giving away 5 sets of the 3 skeins of floss. So I still actually need to pull the names I need to use the YouTube random comment picker from that video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in the other room and I'm gonna get on the computer, I'm gonna pull those names, and then I'm going to announce them here. I'll put in the title of the video that the Leo&Roxy winners are announced in this video. Hopefully if you've won because of your comment, you'll see that you've won in this video, because it's tricky for me to go back in. I think there's something like 250 comments, and then to try and have to find those random comments in that whole list is, it would be very time consuming. So if you're one of the winners, I hope you see this video. If you could please contact me at caroline@evertote.com, then I can get your skeins of floss out in the mail to you. So the only other thing I'm going to chat about quickly before I do the drawing is that I will have a big shop update next week. So I've got a really big shop update coming next Friday, and I'll have more information on the new floss that I'll have and the new bags. So it's gonna be a rather large shop update, especially in the floss department. So got lots of really beautiful new colors for April, and we've been spinning, and I've been sewing, and all the good stuff. So I will have a I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to it'll be a separate video. It'll be an Evertote notes from the workshop shop update video, because it'll be lengthy with lots of things to show. So I'll do that next week. But yeah, the shop update will be next Friday, April 16th. And that's it. Okay, let's go draw some winners. So I'm just back to say congratulations to all of our Leo&Roxy floss winners. Please contact me again, caroline@evertote.com, so that I can get your prize out to you. And that's it for me today for a Thursday floss tube. And I will see you again next Monday for another, I really would like to get back into my Monday floss tube routine because it's, I've missed you guys. So I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. I hope you've got some stitching to occupy yourself. Keep you happy, keep your heart happy this weekend. And I'll see you on Monday. Take care. Happy stitching.